Welcome to episode 1 of the BRS Podcast, where culture and performance come together to create community. Today's episode, we have the one and only Captain, one of the most disciplined fellas I know, Captain Rafa, one of the greatest athletes and performers that I've seen and I've gotten a chance to know. We got Captain Lizzy. Hey, Lizzy. And we also have here the heart and soul of BRS, co-founder, co-creator, and the engine behind our community, Miss Cat.
The mother of BRS.
Oh, my children.
This space where we come together, we're not just going to discuss running. We're going to talk all things. We're going to talk community. We're going to talk culture. We're going to talk life. We're going to talk real. We're going to be 100% authentic. Strip out all the filters and just present us to you. Guys, let's take it back. How did BRS even start, right? BRS started long ago, long ago, years even before BRS came together, BRS started. I started running personally in 2017 because I was tired of just working out at the gym. Started running, looking through IG and stuff. I came across a run club up in Washington Heights. Shout out to Rue Crew. I never made it out to one of their runs, actually. I'm from the Bronx originally. I ended up linking up with Boogie Down Bronx runners. Shout out Lenny and them up there doing great things. And from the first day I stepped in, everything was just joyous. I felt great. I felt good being around like-minded people that look like me. So that feeling, that memory tucked away somewhere deep in back of my head. I ran a couple years. Fast forward, post-COVID, moved down here to Florida. And I yearned for that. I really just tried to run on these greenways and these spaces alone. I would look to my left, look to my right, and envision other people running beside me that not only shared the sport and shared the love for the sport, but looked like me. So little by little, the pieces started falling into place. I would visualize it and just imagine these people running next to me and a flag waving and merch and matching uniforms and things like that. And at that point, God put Kat into my life. We came together. She comes from a culture as well of running up in Boston. Shout out to Sid and Pioneers doing excellent things up there. And we just would kick it. We would go on runs together and kind of like talk about, what would it be like to create our own group? And the rest is history. The rest is history. At the time, there weren't many groups up here, especially in Broward County. I tell you, like to see what it's gone for, how it's grown from then to now. You got a group on every corner, and that's the beauty of running, beauty of community, groups finding themselves in others and coming together to share in something healthy, right? Healthy, kicking other habits out the window. We love to see it. We love to be a part of it, and we're here now to share in that. It definitely felt like more than just running. Kat, can you share a story about the early days of BRS and what was the motivation behind it from your perspective?
Wow, the early days of BRS seems like such a long time ago, but in reality was like not that long ago. One of the, I think, key motivations for BRS was, as Elvis mentioned, when we first got together, we would run together when I moved down here from Boston. We come from those strong backgrounds of running communities that Elvis, mentioned, and shout out to them. We felt like something was missing. We tried different, like as Elvis mentioned, there was also not many groups out there, but we tried a couple and great, but there was something missing. One would feel like, it was predominantly just men, which is cool, but I was like, okay, well, I'm a female. I want to see more women. Then another would feel like people didn't really look like us. So the vibe wasn't there. So when BRS took off in April, it was like a sense of, wow, these people look like me. We get along. The vibes were right. There was a lot of stress from agendas to routes to announcements to making sure, we had people knowing where they were going. It was a lot of stress, but it was happy stress, if that makes any sense.
Growing pains.
Yeah, it was a lot of growing pains. And then, Rafa and his family Gabby and Sasha had been coming. They were there the first event. They were there when we were giving out flyers. And seeing from what it was that day to where we are now, it's been beautiful. A lot of new faces, a lot of returning faces. And I think the motivation in that from day one, you see somebody from, for example, Rafa came on April 4th and he had some Nikes on, I remember. I think there were some black Nikes. They came, they showed up, they ran to seeing what pace he was doing then to the numbers he's putting out now. Like, that's motivation. And from our members to captains like Lizzy, like we all seeing everybody achieve their goals. I think that's been like the motivation that keeps, like Elvis mentioned, it's an engine that keeps going. It's not the running itself, it's the people.
Lizzy, from your perspective, can you tell us how and when you joined and what stood out to you early on?
I saw like the announcements and stuff on Instagram when you're like, oh, April this, and I was like, oh my God, it's like right down the street from my house. And like, I had hyped myself up and then I chickened out, so I didn't go that week. And then maybe like I think it was May, I finally went out and I immediately felt inclusive. And it was something that I've never thought of before. And I've been part of the run scene for a pretty long time, and I was part of other run clubs. And I guess I just couldn't put like my finger on it. Like, okay, yeah, I like these people, they're cool. But sometimes it felt like I was running with my parents because they weren't exactly my age. And like, they were nice, you know, and for what it was, like, it introduced me to the culture down here. And then when I came out to BRS, I was like, you know, these people are my age. And you know what? Everyone's brown like me. Like, I'm like, and I never thought it like mattered, if that makes sense, until I joined BRS. And then I was like, I felt just like at home, as cheesy as that sounds. And I was so glad that I finally went out, even though I was like kind of dragging my feet at first. But like you were saying, I think BRS set the tone for run clubs in Broward. No offense to all the other run clubs, but I believe, and I know, because like I said, I've been on the run scene for a while, that before BRS, like, it was just like BRS, there was, you know, a club at the beach, there was maybe one or two clubs in Fort Lauderdale, but again, they were like an older crowd. And then all of a sudden there was like this huge explosion in Broward. And, you know, I don't know, I think we're trendsetters, to be honest with you.
Shout out to all those Broward crews. Lots of love, sending love to all of you. Definitely, Lizzy touched on some great points. For her, it was coming home in more ways than one, right? She was down the street from where she physically lives, and she was coming home to be in a group that felt that way for her. For those of you who haven't pulled up to a Tuesday night with us, can you tell us what makes our Tuesday nights different?
It's weird. BRS, for me, it's my weeks used to be so long before. You always go to work on a Monday and you look forward to Friday. You look forward for that next weekend where you can do stuff that you like. You know, when all your time is not dedicated to, you're working for your family, but you wake up from that one time, you're dedicating your time to somebody else, to some company, to customers, your own employees, your coworkers. But now you have something to look for. We're running, 3-4 days a week sometimes? And I feel like that gives that break during the week. For me, running is, I was never a runner. And I think I'm a runner today. And I continue to be a runner today because of BRS. So it's become part of my life, not just for exercise. It's something I look forward to. Seeing you guys, the other friends there. You know, it helps break up the week, and it's helped me tremendously with stress. So when you get there, you see people you say hi to. It's more like just gathering friends instead of, let's go exercise. Because exercise is intimidating. But I don't know, the energy there is very, very strong. As soon as you take off, different groups, place for everybody. Like Lizzy said, she's gone to multiple run clubs. And run clubs, even for somebody like Lizzy, which is a great runner, track star, something that, you look at, you like, man, one day maybe I can do Lizzy things, But you go there and it's a place where you don't feel intimidated. You go to even races or a lot of other clubs. There's a lot of high performance athletes. We got a good mix of everything. So, you can come, run, do your thing without feeling like, man, am I going to look like an idiot out here? Am I going to get left behind? Or, I don't want to be the last guy to come in at the end, or the last girl, or the last person. That's intimidating. I feel like we have a good mix where people can come have fun. You know, get some exercise, forget about, the day that they had, or make this day better because of this. And the energy's dope, especially the midway point stop. You're tired already, but you see the tunnel, you pick it up, high-fiving everybody, running through that energy's addictive. So it kind of gets you ready for the second half. Same thing at the end. We have that tunnel again, embracing people. You're glad you made it. You're out of breath, but you rush through the tunnel, high-fiving everybody. So the energy and the environment, it's something that is welcoming. It pushes you because it's different when you run by yourself. Man, I'm tired today. You might want to stop. But, people's energy carry you throughout. The high fives as the other group is coming down the greenway. You're high-fiving each other as you run past each other. So that lifts you up as a person, that injection of energy. Definitely. I think that's what really makes it worthwhile, being in a running community.
Definitely. I know you speak about, I've seen some people fly through that tunnel.
They're about to say, or like, I'm like, ow.
Wasn't it one time somebody high-fived you so strong?
I was like, wow, that hurt. I'm like, that hurt. Yeah.
Oh, the incident alert.
Oh, yeah. It said my watch started alerting, and I have Emily, one of our captains, as an emergency contact, and I had to text her. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. It's just like somebody high-fived me. Incident detected.
To your point, Rafa, if you're having a 9 and under type of day where you're running with Captain Lizzy's group and you're like breezing, feeling good, but then there's a day where you might want a sexy pace hit. So everywhere along that greenway, you're going to find someone to connect with. You're going to find a welcoming person. I think that's what sets BRS apart. It's just a contagious thing. Everybody's welcoming. Like, I'm truth be told, coming back from an injury now. And I just think about it. I'm like, I'm going to start off with the interval group. You got a bunch of people there who are super cool. I'm going to get a chance to connect with them. And then I'm going to try to work my way up all the way to maybe when I could see Lizzy running alongside me at some point when I'm fully recovered, knock on wood. Kat, speaking of those Tuesdays, or any day for that matter, talk about BRS and what we provide.
I think Rafa and you really hit the nail on the head, and Lizzy when she was talking about the culture in BRS. At the end of the day, we've all been, the first timer at school, at a new job, somewhere, and I'm going to speak for myself. It's a little intimidating, You could be a cool person and you have all these great abilities, but making adult friendships is hard. Going into a new place is hard. So one thing that I love, and I think that has already been said, is the inclusivity of BRS. Yes, we have a place for every pace, but it's more than that, because I've seen people, I've been that person. I started running and I was like, I'm not fast. And we have everyone from walkers to ultra runners to, people in wheelchairs to 80-year-old veterans that come to people like toddlers coming to run with us. So I think that says a lot about the inclusivity. And one thing that I think is also important, I know we're biased on this couch and on this episode and this pod, but we all motivate people in so many different ways. I know that I've spoken to runners. I'm a people person. I've been talking since, the day I was born. And I've had literally people tell me that BRS is their safe space. It's their safe haven. I had somebody tell me, love Amy, she's going to be running her first marathon this upcoming next week. The Detroit Free Press Marathon. Shout out to that crew. She told me that she found a place where she belonged. And to me that, I get chills right now.
So sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
It was a beautiful moment, because it's not every day you find that, but when you find that in a group of people that is, from all walks of life, but you're also doing something healthy, I think that's what really creates that safe space for everyone to come. And we don't care what you look like, what you do, what you don't do. We're here for supporting one another, helping achieve our goals, and really just growing together. And again, I think that's what makes BRS so special.
What you touched on is right on. Life itself is intimidating. And, to be excited to come run with a group of people that you enjoy. And I mean, sure, when we first started, there was not that many run groups out there. But now there's run crews all over. And it's great because just like we are all different, we are all diverse. Diversity is needed in every space of life. Running is no different. You know, BRS is not the place for everybody, you know, but there's other run clubs. So we really encourage people to go out and see other clubs. Find a place where you feel comfortable. BRS is that place for me, and for like all of us, it's where we find that. And I think that's where the excitement of the group comes, because it's genuine. You know, we are excited to go out there and run with each other. I'm excited to see you guys, see Lizzy, see Shirley, you know, all the faces out there, and that's genuine. You can't teach that. So once you find a place where you're comfortable, that excitement is gonna come. You know, those injury-prone handshakes, you know, I had to adjust my handshake. Now, when people come, I give them the back of my palm. So when they hit me, the energy just rolls into my palm instead of back into my wrist, you know? That excitement comes from being in a place where you feel welcome and it's genuine. So, you know, from Elvis at the crosswalk taking pictures, or Sergio taking videos. I don't know how he gets his hands straight like that. My videos, I tried it. They're all over the place, even with my pop socket, but whatever. We'll keep working on that as we grow. You know, Lizzy and the Flyers. You're there doing your program. You're like, okay, I got an easy run today. And they fly by you. They kind of just carry you.
Yeah.
And then by the time you notice, your watch is telling you, you know, you're going too fast for the program. You're like, oh, man, but it's addictive. That energy is addictive. And I feel like we provide a good energy in that.
It's funny you say that, because people go to BRS. Even me, I have days that I'm like, I don't have the energy. I'm tired. And you go and you have a good time. But I've also noticed that I'm really good with names. I think I love remembering people's names, because I know
everybody's name.
I know how I don't know.
Everybody's
And it
name.
just, when Rafa was saying that, it reminds me of, I forgot which one it was. Sometimes you want where everybody knows your name. And I really think that really makes a difference, because like you guys said, everybody's going through different things, and just seeing a first timer and saying, hey, X, Y, and Z, and they're like, oh, they know my name. I think that also speaks to what BRS is. We don't just check people in. We remember people. And I think that everybody at the end of the day wants to feel seen. And that creates that safe space for them.
That comes from being involved too, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, we're involved in each other's lives. You know, you might come to BRS. The first day, you might not make any friends. The second day, somebody's going to notice you. The third day, you're going to start getting involved, because as a person, when you start feeling more comfortable, you just start opening yourself out there. Mm-hmm. But the environment has to have that aura, or that space where you can feel like, okay, I can open up and be vulnerable, and I'm going to be okay. And I think that's where all the name remembering starts, because there's a lot of people that come through.
Oh, yeah.
So, but
For sure.
as you get involved, we all learn each other's names, because now we become more than acquaintance. We become friends.
Yo, this is real talk. I'm terrible with names. Like, I think it's no secret. Everybody here knows that, right? The reason why we even started doing the first timer thing, remember, Kat? I used to say, damn, Kat, I can't remember a name. So we'll have people raise their hand and state their name. So that was the cue for Kat, because she's the name registerer.
You'll be running with Kat, and it's like, hi, Linda. Hi, Susan. Hi, Shirley. Go you. Like, I'm just like,
Mental notes.
how do you know everyone's name?
So we would get home and I'm like, hey, how that person, how did they do? And that's how I would learn people's names. It was through her. You talked about the excitement when we make that left, because everybody here, I think 95% of the runners come after work on a Tuesday, right? Yeah. So we're like beat up from the day, and starting to see those people at the meetup point, that brings me like energy, and it like automatically, it's like drinking an energy drink at that point, and that really, really excites me as well.
I thought you were going to talk about the Greenway left, but when you turn that Greenway left, it's like, oof, it's on, let's go.
Yeah,
Oh, that's like everyone.
The Greenway, it's like the lift point, you know, that runway where your plane can take off, yeah?
That's right.
It's like an injection
And
of
sometimes
energy.
it literally looks like a rumble when we have the crossbow
Yeah.
sticks.
So, two things. I think we all know New York for me was special last year. I would say that is like one of the biggest standout moments, because I was going through it. And the girls.
Don't make me cry.
No, I'm not gonna cry. I promise. The girls.
I said, don't make me cry.
The girls surprised me the day before the marathon, and I don't think I've ever felt so supported in my life. And I think Em mentioned it on International Women's Day. Like she's never had like a group of like girlfriends, and I feel like I've never had like that group of girlfriends. I've always been kind of like, what's the saying, like the lone wolf, or like you know, like the tomboy, and I'm cool with like the guys on the sports teams and things like that. And maybe I'll have like 1 or 2 girlfriends. But I think that was very special for me because I was like, wow, like people actually care about me. Like they flew to New York for 24 hours, literally came out, went to the wrong restaurant, and then surprised me at the right restaurant. And then I'm like crying like a baby in the middle of the restaurant. I thought like the waiters were going to come sing happy birthday. And I'm like, it's not my birthday. I thought it was like my little cousin like doing something weird. And I was like, it's not my birthday. And then I was like, wait a minute, is that Cat in the Yankees hat? And then it was all of them. And I was like, oh man, this is crazy. So special. And I'm not even lying to you. Like I watched the video of like the first time that I saw them on the course at least once a week. Because like I'm gonna cry now. Because it was just so freaking cool, and like just the feeling, like the emotion on all of our faces. And it's just like, you know, like I think on one of the videos, like I like literally slam into all of them. I like hug Sasha, and Sasha's like this with her phone. Emily's like this. Kat's behind me. Well, I threw my water bottle at Kat. Like when she like meets me in the middle of the course, and I throw my water bottle at her because I was pissed off at it because it was leaking. And then so I think she thought that was the cue to like refill the water, but I didn't really care. I was just gonna like figure it out. But that moment was such a high adrenaline, high emotional moment for me that it was just like, damn, those are my friends. Like, and they're here, and this is like my dream race. So like, of course, I'm always gonna mention that as like my standout moment because I really, really felt the love from all of them. I felt so much love. And I think something that's been meaningful as far as like maybe growth and community and things like that is when we started track takeover. I think at first I was like, oh man, am I even qualified to do this? Like, yeah, I ran track for like 6 years and I'm like an avid runner my entire life, but I was like, man, I don't think I've ever led a like a group like that, right? And like, you know, on the side, like one of my goals has been to like maybe one day become like an actual run coach and get the certification and everything, which I have. But I think that was a very meaningful moment for me, and like just how I've grown into the role, because at first I felt overwhelmed with like, how the hell do you organize all these people? And like, you know, and then like with all the questions, like of course people were going to have questions and this and that, and kind of also make it welcoming, because a lot of people, Emily being one of them, says like, you know, track is intimidating. And like, of course it is. Like, you think track, you think of
About to die.
But you think of people like, you know, Sha'Carri, Gabby Thomas, like it's balls to the wall when you're on the track, which we work hard, but that's relative, right? Like your effort is relative to you. It doesn't have to be a sub 6 minute mile. Your hard sprint effort could be a 10-minute mile, but that's specific to you. So I've had to like learn as far as like how to encourage people that are shy to come out on the track, right? Like, it's always like, oh yay, come run with me, you know? But it takes a little bit of warming up too. Like, I think Carlos actually has said like, oh my God, like I ended up really, really liking it because like, yeah, it's intimidating, but it's cool too, because it's not something that you know, you're running 10 miles, you got to pace yourself, right? If we're doing 200-meter sprints, you're legit running for a good 30 seconds and then it's like a break. But it's kind of exhilarating too. So it's like they kind of learn and they kind of feel that energy. And like Rafa said, like it becomes addictive. Like you just kind of get like that need for speed. And speed is, again, your own speed. Relative. So I think that I've really grown into this role, and I think that it's become something special to me. And like, I don't know, I feel really cool because it's like my own night, like my own morning. Like, I'm the only host on Halo. Like, it makes me feel super special. So
It's Lizzy time.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Track is such an integral part of the programming that we offer, and like you said, that rush of dopamine is individualized. Everybody has their own speed. So whether you're sexy pacing it or walking, there's a track workout for you. Definitely, we love that you host it and love that you lead that and hope to continue leading it from nights to mornings to days to evenings for many, many moons to come. Really special part of BRS, of what we do. All right, it's marathon season, training season. Everybody is training for something. How's the energy right now, guys?
Vibes are high.
Very.
Vibes are high.
Every weekend there's another race.
I
Yeah.
know. I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but I think compared to like last year, like we literally have a marathon every week.
A lot of first-timers, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of first-timers.
Good
That's
thing to
been-
celebrate. And especially, I feel it in particular, not because I'm training for anything, but the waking up early. I've been helping support Kat in her journey. She's going to speak to that soon, but definitely, you all know South Florida, the heat is heating, and we definitely got to hit those streets early. And that's what I remember most about this season right now.
Avoiding the
Nights.
sun.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Alexis calls me the drill sergeant because he's like, "Oh, can we start at 5:30?" No, we cannot. We have to start at 4:30, and that's being kind. That's being
If it were up to
kind.
Kat, we'd be running at 2 a.m.
Literally.
What are you guys training for right now?
I'm training for Marine Corps Marathon, which is 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away. It's been good. It's been a struggle. I've had some health stuff going on in the background. But now that I kind of figured out what it was, I'm going to be able to switch gears so I can fully turn up for the 26.2.
That's right.
We
All
know
right.
you will.
Right. I am training for the New York City Marathon. Super excited, especially, I know it's my honey Elvis's home, so that makes me excited. And then also after experiencing New York from from somebody that was cheering, watching my good friend run was like just incredible. Like
electric.
It really was. It was like the vibe was just unmatched. Training has not been the best. I've had highs, I've had lows. I literally had a run where I threw up at mile 4 and kept on going.
That's rough.
Very rough. But it's been good. I think mentally I feel good. But it's been a journey. Running away from all my problems like every runner.
Nice. Yes, that's right. I think that's how we all get in the door, no? We got Berlin just happened. Shout out to the Hughes who went out there and absolutely crushed Berlin. The content, the stories, the medals, everything looked
The
great.
PR from Ana Maria.
Yes. Let's go, Mrs.
Joanna.
Hughes. We also have Chicago right now, actually, as we speak.
Today.
As we speak.
She is about 73% done.
And it's her first
It's her
marathon.
first.
Shout
Her
out.
first. It looks like she's approaching mile 20. Hopefully not hitting a wall.
Let's go, Christina. Push through.
Man.
It is so
wait.
crazy
Super
how
exciting.
people start running and then you see them doing 26.2 miles.
And it really is closer to 27. Let's call
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Let's be real.
Yeah, let's keep it
let's
Long.
yeah.
And the GPS is crazy too
Yeah,
during
the
Chicago.
first
Like,
couple
because
miles.
of the buildings. I remember the
buildings.
GPS. I'm looking at my watch a couple years
pacing
ago
is
when
off
we did it,
too.
and it was like, wait, am I on I'm doing a 44-minute mile right now? Like,
yeah, that's what it said
doesn't
for
feel that way.
Christina too. That her
Crazy.
first mile was like listed as 38 minutes. I'm like, she's not walking. I know she's not walking. Like,
That's like a crawl.
That's a crawl. Yeah.
yeah.
This is the season, right? A lot of big races. Any particular race you remember the most? Any memory you have this season?
I don't know. I'm about to hide here because I think I'm the only one not training for a marathon.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
You're a marathon
indirectly,
support. Support,
you are
marathon
our
support.
marathon support. So I've been doing the early mornings.
The biking.
Wow, that's crazy. Went from being out to 4 in the morning to waking up at that time to go run. So it's a big life change for me.
Yep,
But I've been putting a lot of long miles. Did my longest runs without training, supporting Kat and Sasha and Alexis. But I think I got a half in Disney 2 weeks from now.
okay.
Okay.
I got the turkey trot I'm trying to do. But I've been going through some injuries right now. I mean, you guys have seen it. I'm battling them. And it kind of feels good that, here Lizzy, she's a modest, average runner. I wish I was an average runner,
I'm a hobby runner.
But, And Cat too.
She don't take it too serious.
And Cat too, which is a great runner. You know, seeing that I'm not the only one struggling, that other people have challenges, it kind of helps you and gives you hope. Like, okay, if they're doing these things and they've gone through their challenges, you know, I'm not alone. Because sometimes you might think, you know, maybe this is not for me. You know, I'm injuring, and you see other people running and they don't get injuring. It can be discouraging, but we're all humans. We all go through different changes and challenges. And I think seeing other people, the people next to you running, going through their challenges and overcoming those challenges gives you hope and encourages you. You know, they did it. I can do it too. And it gives you goals to, you know, to go through. For me, the marathon has, up to now, is still not a goal. I'm sure it'll be in the future for me. I'm
When
just
you see
saying.
Sasha cross that finish line.
Oh, baby.
You're
I'm-
gonna be
I'm-
like,
you're-
I'm very.
Or when we all enter his name for like lottery.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I think they have.
We're gonna leave it up to fate.
I
Really
believe
You
gonna
it.
just haven't hit.
We're gonna- yeah.
You just haven't hit. You don't know.
It's not my time yet. I know my time will come, and when it's time, I'll do it. I'm just enjoying the journey. But I do have that Disney half coming up. You know, I've been training for that. And God willing, it'll go well. If it doesn't, as long as you finish, I think it's a goal.
Absolutely.
Because I think there's a lot of pressure in seeing other people succeed. And sometimes we can feel like we're falling behind, but you're not. Everybody's story is different. You know, we're coming, you know, today's my marathon, tomorrow's hers, tomorrow's yours. And who knows? Maybe we'll be running ultras like Justin. Everybody's goal is different, and we gotta make sure. That's a little push, right? Especially not in South Florida heat, but
Man, listen.
we gotta
It's no
remember
joke.
that everybody's journey is different and that the timeline's not the same. So
Exactly.
I think
focus on that.
the beauty of BRS is to be able to witness that, right? Because we all have our personal stories and our personal goals and our personal feats that we achieve. For me personally, I think I probably got a couple marathons left in me. I don't love the distance anymore to that degree. I don't know if I ever did, but I think after that, I'm going to stick to the 10K. That's like the sweet spot for me. Speaking of that, we got the Flannies race coming up next month. I think
Yeah.
that's one of my favorites.
One of my
It's
favorites.
super fun, huh?
We usually get a big turnout.
Yeah, I'm biased. I only started doing it with BRS since I moved here, but I think it's fair to say that I feel like we've made it fun. Like I feel
Yeah.
like we've created like from that year that we was, you know, Black Sunday, that we like came out, represented, and it wasn't like structured. Like nobody told us we had to have an impromptu cheer section. Nobody told us we had to like
Right, it
have
was
the
very
vibes. Like
organic.
that, again, that all ties back into like who BRS is, like what we stand for. Like we were bringing everybody in, and that's why I like that race, because of the vibes.
I love how we finished, right? We all kind of like freestyled a cheer section, no planning. Everybody just kind of reported to one spot. And then like when our last runner came through, we all ran right after them. It was
That is my favorite video.
Yeah.
And it's just like a big blob of black shirts running
Swarming.
behind one person. Yeah.
swarming.
You know what it is though? It's like Lizzy said in New York. It's one of the biggest races in Florida. So there's thousands of people there. And like Lizzy said in her New York experience, she was running. There was thousands of people in the streets, maybe more. Who knows what the actual number was? But she found that little space where her people were at. And I think that's what I like the most about Flanagan's. You got tons of people partying, but at one point I didn't even notice that ton of people were there because I was just having fun with my friends. So
100%, 100%. And yes, Lizzy finding your tribe up there in that sea of people.
I know, right?
that
There's so
gives
many
me
pictures of me
chills.
ugly crying.
I think all of us, like the way I think we even PR
you not
trying to
post
get
that?
to your cheering.
Hey guys, so what's next for BRS? We're in the fourth quarter of the year. Kat, what do you got?
So
Coming up.
very excited. We have partnered with some other Broward run clubs to form the Broward Collective, which we're gonna be coming out together really to like support the community. It's really just everybody showing up as one and leaving all the like other stuff behind and really just focusing on the power of our people and really doing amazing things for Broward.
All about connection, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of that, Lizzy, what do we got coming up on the October celebratory end?
We have our pink run honoring breast cancer. Just a way for us to kind of show some awareness and show support to those with breast cancer. And it's kind of important just because, you know, like you never know who's going through it, right? Like we always say. And one of my coworkers, one of the doctors, she has been going through her treatments with breast cancer. So I think it's just really important to show them support.
Really important. This is our 3rd year honoring breast cancer awareness, and what that looks like, you know, more details will be out there about it, but we basically get together. The theme is pink and the vibes are high. Rafa, anything happening special around the corner for us?
Well, we have our BRS Giving or Friendsgiving. I think it's going to be a great event. Marathon season, people training, people are locked in. And it gives us a chance to just kick back a little bit, you know, unwind,
I know.
shake the pressure off. And when we're out there, aside from Tuesday, I think Tuesday is that night where you can talk and, you know, have fun. But most of the other times, track, long runs, these are busy.
Business.
You know, you're down to business. So I think that BRS Friendsgiving is going to give everybody a chance to, you know, have a little more time to, you know, talk and create. If you haven't created a connection yet, create those connections, which is part of it. It's not all about running, you know. Running is the point that brought us together, but, you know, hanging out and building relationships that allow you to, you know, get through running and life, that's what really cements the BRS experience, I
And
think.
one thing
really,
about
really
BRS,
excited.
we know how to have a good time.
You know, I got a good
We
time.
always have a little bit too much of a good time, which is why we can have a good time. It's like once a quarter.
I mean, listen, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Personally, the food is a big reason for it. I'm really, really looking forward to the BRS Sala Fest. Stay tuned for that one, guys. And once the holidays wrap up, we got to lock back in because the Super Bowl of running for the South Florida scene is coming up. Is looming. Miami 2026. We're looking to do some special things in the lead up to that and on the day of. So stay tuned for that. Really, really excited about what we have going on in the next quarter or so.
Yep, Broward takes the 305.
Booked and busy.
Booked and busy.
That seems like that's a new theme around here, huh?
No, that's been our theme for a long time. We stay booked and busy.
Man, yeah, it's like 7 days a week. It's like sometimes.
I'm always like gawking at my phone. I'm like, did I forget about something?
Literally,
right.
I tell Elvis all the time. I'm like, you know, I don't know how much I love waking up back to back every weekend for multiple events, but we do it. We get it done.
For
Somehow.
the love of running.
At least that's what we tell her.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen by mistake. It's a lot of it is curated stuff. We're working hard behind the scenes, especially as the leadership of a run community. I think this podcast series, this is episode 1 of an entire series, is gonna help you all see behind the curtain of kind of what it takes to put together all the things we put together, from the headaches to the stressful days and stressful nights to the fun times. So we're looking forward to sharing all of that with you all, so that, you know, maybe it can inspire hope and into somebody else who's watching this in the future on YouTube or something, to be able to kind of like get out there and create and know that even when you're like into your 30s, that you can still find your tribe, you can still find your folks, you can still connect with your people. Similar to how we've done. We've evolved a lot from 3 years ago. We've learned a lot. We've had bumps on the road, but it all comes together, you know. I love watching. Sometimes my phone is littered with like 20,000 pictures of things, and sometimes I scroll through, and I love watching the evolution of you all, especially, right? Like from day one, like even runner swag is a thing that kind of evolved, right? Like
Yeah.
I remember when I first started running, I ran with long Adidas track pants because I thought that was the running fit, right? Like that's what you needed for running. And I ran a half with them things on. And I had like a bunch of stuff in my pocket. I had my keys. I had like chapstick. Listen, I have a picture where I think I had an orange in my pocket. I have like bulk.
Who's gonna stop and eat an orange?
So to evolve to, you know, everybody, just to see that, I look back and I'm like, wow, this person's swag really evolved from that day one to Rafa rocking all these illustrious
My wife.
athleisure.
Sasha has a big part of that, you know.
For sure.
He's got a
Keep me
stylist.
looking good.
He's got a stylist.
Shout out to Sasha.
You know, it's funny as you mentioned this and all the work that we do, and you know, hopefully people get a little sense of that through these episodes that we're shooting. As I remember something that one of our regulars said to me, and he said, "Man, you know, anytime you guys need anything, count on me." He says, "My biggest fear is that you guys will get tired of this because everybody has family, everybody has work." And he said that's my biggest fear, that you guys will get tired of this because I think what you guys create is special. And he said, for me especially, it's special. So whatever you guys need from me, you guys can count on me. And when he said that, I was humbled. And you know, honored that he actually recognized that we do put time into these things and planning, and that he actually, you know, appreciates that.
Yeah.
It makes it worthwhile.
I mean, there's anywhere, I thank you guys as leaders, because we, you know, you could be anywhere else on a Monday night, and we have our meetings on Mondays, just so you know. But Monday nights we spend time, you know, planning. We spend time kind of looking ahead, delegating and coming up with ideas and things to continue to create this community and continue to keep this community thriving the way it's been. Huge shout out to you guys. Huge shout out to all the rest of the leadership crew. Shout out to the community at large. We love hearing your stories. We're inspired by them, and we love watching your growth. That wraps up episode 1 of the BRS Podcast. We want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's keep crushing it, y'all.
Let's go.
Share your miles. Let's go. BRS out.